Imagine a desolate, crumbling tavern standing on the outskirts of a small, forgotten town. It had fallen into disrepair, its once vibrant facade now tarnished by time and neglect. Whispers of its haunted past echoed through the wind, a chilling warning to those who dare to tread its halls. Intrigued by the tales of eerie happenings, I ventured inside, drawn by an insatiable curiosity. As I stepped over the threshold, a bone-chilling coldness enveloped me, seeping into my very core. The air was heavy with an unsettling silence, broken only by the faint creaking of decaying floorboards beneath my hesitant steps. Shadows danced ominously along the walls, their flickering forms adding to the macabre ambiance. I cautiously made my way towards the dilapidated bar, its worn countertop bathed in a dim, flickering glow. A single candle stood as a solitary sentinel, casting eerie shadows that danced upon the faded wallpaper. Though a shiver ran down my spine, an inexplicable force kept me fixed in place, unable to tear my gaze away from the hypnotic flame. Suddenly, a disembodied voice whispered from the depths of the darkness, its raspy tone sending a surge of terror through my veins. "Welcome," it hissed, as though the very walls themselves spoke. I spun around, searching for the source, but there was no one to be found. Fear gripped me tightly, yet an unrelenting determination urged me to press on, driven to uncover the secrets that lurked within this forsaken place. As I ventured deeper into the tavern's labyrinthine corridors, the air grew suffocating, as if an unseen presence was smothering my every breath. The shadows took on a life of their own, contorting and morphing into grotesque forms that seemed to mock my presence. The oppressive atmosphere weighed heavily on my spirit, but my curiosity pushed me forward, deeper into the heart of this spectral nightmare. In a forgotten room, its door ajar, I stumbled upon a scene that defied the boundaries of sanity. Ghostly apparitions, trapped in a perpetual loop, gathered around a rotting table. Their eyes glowed with an unsettling malevolence, their whispers carried on the ethereal wind, a cacophony of torment and despair. I stood transfixed, my heart pounding, unable to tear my gaze away from their haunting visages. As if sensing my intrusion, the ghostly figures turned in unison, their eyes locking onto mine with an intensity that penetrated my very soul. Their gazes were filled with an insatiable hunger, a craving for something beyond comprehension. Overwhelmed by an indescribable terror, I stumbled backward, desperate to escape the clutches of this phantasmal nightmare. As I fled the haunted tavern, the whispers followed me, their haunting voices echoing in the depths of my mind. The abandoned inn held secrets that should never have been disturbed, a place where lost souls were forever trapped in their own personal purgatory. In the heart of a bustling city, there stood a bar with a dark reputation. It was known simply as the Cursed Chalice, a place whispered about in hushed tones by the superstitious and the curious alike. Legends spoke of a drink, a concoction said to possess mystical powers, capable of granting untold blessings or exacting a terrible price. One fateful night, my curiosity got the better of me, and I found myself stepping into the dimly lit embrace of the Cursed Chalice. The air was heavy with anticipation, charged with an energy that sent shivers down my spine. Patrons huddled in shadowed corners, their eyes reflecting a mixture of apprehension and fascination. I made my way to the bar, where a bartender with an enigmatic smile awaited. His eyes held a glint of knowledge, as though he had peered into the depths of the unknown. I ordered the fabled drink, half expecting it to be nothing more than a mere legend. But when the bartender placed the chalice before me, filled with an ethereal liquid that shimmered with a sinister glow, a chill swept through my soul. With trembling hands, I lifted the chalice to my lips and took a cautious sip. The world around me seemed to shift, as if reality itself had been distorted. Whispers, faint yet insistent, filled my ears, their words laced with both promise and warning. I felt a surge of euphoria, a sensation that whispered of hidden knowledge and boundless power. But as quickly as the euphoria took hold, a profound sense of unease settled within me. Shadows danced on the walls, their tendrils reaching out towards me, threatening to consume my very essence. The once friendly patrons of the bar transformed into twisted, grotesque figures, their eyes burning with an otherworldly hunger. A voice, laden with the weight of 1,000 souls, echoed in the depths of my mind. It spoke of the curse that came with the chalice, a curse that twisted the desires of those who dared to partake. It promised unimaginable power and riches, but at a price that no mortal soul should bear. I tried to escape the clutches of the cursed chalice to free myself from the malevolent enchantment that held me captive, but my limbs grew heavy, as if shackled by invisible chains, and I found myself trapped within the suffocating confines of the bar. To this day, I am haunted by the chilling whispers that fill my nights, a constant reminder of the curse I brought upon myself. The cursed chalice had granted me a taste of forbidden power, but in return, it had claimed a piece of my very essence, forever changing the course of my existence. There was a bar tucked away in a forgotten alley, its entrance obscured by an air of mystery. It was called the Mirror's Reflection, a name that hinted at the dark secrets hidden within its walls. Intrigued by its enigmatic reputation, I found myself drawn to its unassuming facade. The moment I crossed the threshold, a sense of foreboding settled over me. The air crackled with a strange energy, electrifying every nerve in my body. The patrons inside seemed detached, their gazes fixed on their drinks with an unsettling intensity. The atmosphere was heavy, as if the very walls held a silent, menacing presence. I approached the bar, my eyes drawn to an ornate mirror that hung behind it. Its surface gleamed with an uncanny luster, as if it held the secrets of countless souls within its depths. I caught a glimpse of my own reflection, but something was off. The image in the mirror seemed distorted, as though a dark force warped the reality it portrayed. The bartender, a figure cloaked in shadows, fixed me with a piercing gaze. His eyes held a knowing glimmer, as if he could see through the facade of my existence. He spoke in a voice that resonated with a haunting melody, luring me further into the depths of the mirror's reflection. As I sat at the bar, the mirror's presence weighed heavily on my mind. It seemed to whisper to me, urging me to peer into its depths, to confront the truth that lay hidden within. The curiosity gnawed at me, compelling me to gaze into the abyss of the mirror's reflection. With trepidation, I met my own eyes in the mirror, only to be confronted by a distorted version of myself. The reflection showed a figure consumed by darkness, a soul teetering on the brink of madness. I recoiled, my heart pounding, but the mirror held me captive, refusing to release its grip. As I stared into the abyss, the reflection shifted, revealing scenes of unspeakable horror and torment. Faces contorted with anguish and despair stared back at me, their eyes pleading for release from their eternal suffering. I was trapped within the mirror's malevolent gaze, forced to witness the torment of countless lost souls. In a desperate attempt to break free, I turned away, but the image in the mirror lingered in the corners of my mind. The haunting visages of the mirror's reflection had etched themselves into my very soul, leaving an indelible mark of fear and despair. The bar, once a haven for those seeking refuge, had become a gateway to a realm of darkness and anguish. The stories I have shared serve as a warning to those who dare to venture into such places, for the boundaries between reality and the supernatural are often blurred, and the consequences of curiosity can be dire.